You're watching KOCO 5. Breaking news is happening now.
And we are following breaking news right now. A building catches fire near Northwest 39th and May. We've already had some of you reach out to us about this. The very latest coming into our newsroom in just a moment.
And then also breaking this morning, a woman leads police on a chase, reaching speeds more than 100 miles an hour. Also this, a man shoots out the windows of his ex-girlfriend's car and then just bolts, takes off. What it took for police to track him down. We will get to all those breaking news headlines in just a moment. A busy Tuesday to wake up with us here, so thanks for doing so. I'm Marky Martin.
And I'm Maggie Carlo. Meteorologist Shelby Hayes is standing by. Shelby, when you step outside, it is a chilly morning, and then we got high winds to worry about.
Absolutely, those winds coming in, especially as we head into the later part of today. Waking up this morning, though, with cloudy skies, and it is chilly. Feel like temperatures are in the 30s and 40s right now. OKC feeling like 39. Norman feels like 41 right now. Yukon 39. In Midwest City, it feels like 39. Edmond 44 and Shawnee 41. So we are waking up chilly. You'll want the jacket. All of that, even just with this light wind. Winds out of the south this morning at 6 miles per hour in OKC, 7 in Clinton. As we head into the later part of the morning, that wind really going to pick up. We'll feel like the 30s as we head throughout the next couple of hours, mainly cloudy skies. As we go into the later part of today, we'll start to see those clouds moving out and getting a little more sunshine in here, but we'll also see the winds picking up. In fact, I want to show you the winds hour by hour here. Temperatures this afternoon in the low 60s, but check out that wind, north winds 20 to at times close to 25 miles per hour by midday and throughout this afternoon. The rest of your forecast, including a look at Thanksgiving, coming up in just about 15 minutes.
All right, Shelby, thank you. But first, let's get back to this breaking news we're following this morning. A business catching fire and just, as you see here, it's just burning out of control.
Yeah, unbelievable flames this morning. KOCO's Alex Houston is there right now. And Alex, you say you could see the smoke from miles away as you approach the scene.
That's exactly right, Maggie, but luckily this fire is fully contained right now and firefighters actually able to get inside of this building right now. So what we do know is that this used to be a women's correctional center. The fire chief telling me that this building was actually vacant. So this is a suspicious event right here because there was no electricity going to this building. Firefighters saying this call came in about 5 o'clock. People driving were right off of Lake Hefner Parkway. They were driving by and just looking at these flames. Just massive flames. And Maggie, like you said earlier, we could see the smoke and the flames coming from miles. Now, luckily, the fire is contained here and firefighters actually being able to get inside of the building. The chief telling us for a second the smoke was actually so bad that they couldn't even get inside the building. They had to step back for a second once they started putting that fire out. But luckily, this fire is fully contained. We're going to make sure to keep you guys updated as we learn what started this fire. I'm live at Northwest 39th and May. Alex Houston, KOCO 5 News. Marky, Maggie, back to you.
Alex, we appreciate all of that information. Also, breaking news that we're following, a car slams into another car during a high-speed chase. This happened near Meridian and Northwest Expressway. KOCO's Russell Jones on that scene where the chase ended with that car flipping over. Russell.
Marky, Maggie, here's the vehicle that was actually involved in the chase. That's a Mercedes right there. Police say that this car actually flipped, rolled, and ended up right there. Now, before it did that, it hit another car back up here. Now, this is on near Meridian and Northwest Expressway. It smashed into another car that was trying to go through the traffic light. But I spoke to an officer. Here's what happened. He said that a citizen actually called police and said they noticed a Mercedes driving crazy, is the words that they used, near Rockwell and Northwest Expressway. That's when a War Acres officer, he noticed the same car running a red light. Now, that officer tried to pull the car over, and that's when the chase started. Now, the Mercedes reached speeds over 100 miles per hour, and it eventually hit the red car at the traffic light, causing this big wreck. And here's where we are. But now, officers said when they got here, they found the driver of this Mercedes walking around. So they said she's okay physically, but the other driver was actually transported to the hospital. Now, they said the driver of the Mercedes will be arrested for eluding police and possibly a DUI. So we'll continue to keep you posted just as soon as we get more information throughout the morning. Reporting from Northwest Expressway Meridian, Russell Jones, KOCO 5 News. Marky, back to you.
Russell, thank you. And then also breaking right now, if you drive near I-240 and Santa Fe Avenue, there are some power lines down that could impact your morning commute. So just keep that in mind. We've checked with OG&E, and so far there are not any power outages.
Breaking right now, a man shoots out the windows of his ex-girlfriend's car. That suspect took off from the scene near Northwest 123rd in Rockwell. He then led police on a chase that ended near Northwest 122nd in Hefner. Now, luckily, no one was hurt, and that man taken into custody.
And with all these stories, it's just been a really busy start to our Tuesday morning here in our newsroom. So if you ever see breaking news happening where you are, where you live, passing by, just let us know about it. You can upload your pictures, your videos to the ULocal section of your KOCO mobile app. And we're also sending you breaking news alerts straight to your favorite device as well. But a lot of times our biggest stories, our most important coverage, a lot of times that originates from you. Also new this morning, Oklahoma State University police looking for help identifying a suspect who slashed tires on campus over the weekend. And this happened in a campus parking garage. The Stillwater News Press says the person slashed tires on about 15 cars. 15. The university worked with the car owners to replace those tires.
New this morning, a thief in jail right now after his own family turned him in. That thief broke into a Tulsa home, which happened to belong to a Grammy-nominated audio engineer. Now, 2 of those nomination medals are missing after the suspect stole two safes. So take a look. This is inside that home there. Also inside one of those safes, a custom diamond necklace worth more than $100,000. The suspect's grandpa saw his picture on Facebook and decided to turn him in. Well, happening today, Attorney General Mike Hunter continuing the fight against opioid abuse in our state. He will be hosting the 4th Oklahoma Commission on Opioid Abuse. It's going to be meeting in Tulsa. This will be going on at OU Tulsa Center there from 9 until 4:15.
A tax reform bill making its way through our nation's capital. The White House saying it is now willing to compromise to get that bill passed. Officials saying they could give up the controversial provision to repeal the Obamacare individual mandate. So today at 9 o'clock, I sit down with Congressman Steve Russell. What questions do you have for him? Look me up on Facebook or Twitter. I'll be happy to have those answered live at 9 o'clock.
An elderly man attacked in his own neighborhood near Southwest 44th and May. That's just east of Roosevelt Middle School. This is a story you'll see only here on KOCO 5 News. Police say 2 men offered the man a ride, but when he got in the car, he was hit in the head with a gun, and the suspects took $1,500 from him. Neighbors grew concerned when they hadn't seen him in a while.
He was in his boxers, and it looked he had a bruise right here on his forehead, and immediately we called the ambulance, and I walked in and I was like, oh man, like who would do something like that, honestly?
Thank goodness for those neighbors. Those concerned neighbors climbed through a window to get into the house. Right now, that 90-year-old man is in the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Police still looking for the suspects right now.
These numbers are just staggering. A committee is now looking into health department spending in our state. The agency is under a microscope after officials found it needs $30 million to just make payroll. The leader has already stepped down, and now the man heading up that investigation says it may not just be this agency that they're looking into, but they are hoping they don't find anything else worth investigating further.
As we go through this process, our hope is one, that we don't find any mismanagement. That's our #1 goal. But if there is mismanagement, we want to be able to have corrective action for future spending.
The interim head of the health department says he looks forward to assisting them in that investigation. It is set to start after Thanksgiving. A local teen, this is wild. A local teen earning a perfect score on his ACT.
Yes, Santa Fe High School student Joshua Zhu scored a rare 36th on tests. That's the perfect score. And it was his first time taking it. Joshua says studying and taking practice tests, that did help, but all the information you really need to know is taught in school.
I felt like I did well. I didn't expect to do that well, to get a perfect score, but mostly, yeah, I felt pretty confident about it afterwards.
Yes, he did. Maybe he should have expected a perfect score because his older sister also got a 36. As for what's next, he wants to attend an Ivy League school, and I'm sure there will be several calling.
Yeah, don't you know parents with high schoolers are like, we want to talk with your parents.
Right, what have they been doing right?
See what's been done
scores.
the past 18 years.
Genetics component there too.
Congrats.
New this morning, one Oklahoma sparking debate on Twitter. Yeah, this one.
No.
Do you
I haven't seen this yet.
Your Pop-Tart in ranch? No.
I have no words for this. Apparently you're not from Oklahoma. If you don't, who says what? No. One Twitter user tweeted this picture and said, quote, "You ain't from Oklahoma." I'm sorry. You ain't from Oklahoma if you don't dip your Pop-Tart in ranch dressing. And now Pop-Tart responding to that saying, quote, "This is just disrespectful."
Yeah, Pop-Tart, they owned it. That's the way you deal with that. When someone does something like that to your food, you own it. And you say, that was disrespectful.
Where did we
No.
find this? Pop-Tart's response has been linked, or liked, I should say, more than 260,000 times on Twitter.
Yeah, it's gone viral.
That one's not okay.
No. We don't do that here.
So
let us know if you do that. If you dip your Pop-Tart in ranch, let us know.
No.
But we don't think that's an Oklahoma thing.
You
We think
shouldn't.
that's just like
Come
somebody's
forward.
thing.
We have things to say to you. Hey, let's get you back out the door this morning. Let's take a look at your first alert traffic. We'll start you off here. A live look down in Moore, I-35 to North 27th Street. Things are starting to pick up here, but still running smoothly. And those drive times, let's see what we're working with there. Still, everything in the green. I-240 to downtown, 5 minutes. Midwest City to downtown, 13. And Norman to OKC, if you're driving that right now, expect a 19-minute travel.
And police searching for someone who ran their car through a cemetery fence, the specific thing they left behind that police hope you'll recognize.
And temperatures will be up and down over the next several days. A cold front moving through today, still seeing highs in the 60s today, but tomorrow much colder. We'll also take a look at your Thanksgiving forecast. It's all coming up in your first alert forecast after this break.
You're watching KOCO 5. Breaking news is happening now.
And we are following several breaking news stories right now. A building catches fire near Northwest 39th and May.
And we have been there all morning. We can tell you the building is destroyed. Fire officials are still working to find out what exactly sparked that blaze, but they are calling it suspicious. And then also breaking this morning, Oklahoma City police arrest a woman after a wild high-speed chase. Officers say she was going nearly 100 miles per hour down Northwest Expressway. And think about, a lot of people take that route. At the Meridian intersection, they say she slammed into a car, ending that chase. Thankfully, the person in the red car was not hurt. Officers arrested that woman who was driving.
New this morning, police in Washington, Oklahoma hope you can help them find someone who ran through a cemetery fence. They say the driver caused major damage. Officials posted this picture to see if you recognize this bumper. It's pretty unique. The incident was not reported to police and the car was taken away, but they left some parts on site. Yeah, here's one of them. Police say it's likely a 2008 to 2014 Ford Edge. New this morning, a train derails in Jefferson County. It happened on Monday night. The sheriff says 23 cars went off the tracks that run parallel with Highway 81. Officials tell us the cars were not carrying any hazardous materials. Right now, the cause of the derailment is still under investigation.
New this morning, if you're like me, you've been feeling under the weather lately with a cold, maybe a cough, you're not alone here. Sick Weather, which is a real-time map of health in specific locations, says those two sicknesses are trending really high here in Oklahoma City. It says reports of fever are also high, while reports of pneumonia are actually going down. A teacher unable to restrain a student who police say was just out of control. Officials say the 12-year-old Coolidge Elementary student hit that teacher several times, even broke out windows. School policies keep employees from restraining that boy.
Today, former OSU assistant basketball coach Lamont Evans is waking up with new charges filed against him. Prosecutors added these charges on top of the other bribery and fraud charges that Lamont Evans is currently facing. Evans has pleaded not guilty to running a scheme that traded gifts for access to star players. He is set to be in court next week. Well, a miracle child is finally leaving the hospital for the first time. Just warms your heart. Jesus Aguilera was born 24 weeks premature. The 7-year-old has cerebral palsy and has been on a ventilator his entire life. His mother and grandmother never giving up on him. Now they get to take him home.
He was going to have the ventilator for life because he couldn't breathe at night, and now he doesn't even have his trach anymore. So it's definitely been a roller coaster, but it's all worth it.
Very special homecoming. Now Jesus is home just in time for his mom's birthday, which just happens to be on Thanksgiving. Wonderful for that family.
Fantastic. Yeah, lots to give thanks for them. And here's another story with a silver lining. New this morning, a 3-year-old boy severely burned in a house fire, getting a huge surprise from the firefighters who rescued him.
You want to go look at the fire truck?
Fire truck.
Oh, just look at him. He gets to check out the toys and the truck and the gear and those men and women. Now, about a year ago, the boy's house caught fire with him inside. And now those firefighters are replacing that memory with these new ones. They gave him a lot of gifts, and more than that, they just gave him much needed support.
We'll be able to give him a couple little things that we just hope lighten the burden and show him that we do care and that he does mean a lot to us.
Don't you know, his parents appreciated that. He'll remember this. He'll have those mementos for forever. The boy has to undergo some more surgery next month down in Galveston. The Tulsa Fire Department doing what they can to help. They even raised money to pay for the family's gas and meals during their stay. And shout out to them. I mean, being with that family.
I like what they said. He means a
way.
lot to us. That little one means a lot to them.
Yeah, I love that story. Wildfire danger still a threat today with high winds expected. You know, Shelby's been talking a lot about this. Well, Monday, several fires were sparked across the state, and you've got to see this video. Look, this one, this is in northwest Oklahoma, burning about 500 acres. Katie shared this video with us. She says this is right there near Freedom. But look, she's driving in a car. Looks like she's on the passenger side, and she keeps on driving, and this thing just keeps on spanning. About 500 acres burned. No evacuations were issued. Firefighters say right now it is under control, though. And KOCO's First Alert Storm Command, the only one on this scene. This was a fire near Winnett. It got so close to homes that firefighters went door to door warning people. 6 different towns sent crews out to help. And we can tell you no structures were lost, but several homes were put in jeopardy. But just want to say, and this wind, all the wind that we've been feeling really adds, you know, it's like fuel to that fire.
That's right. Meteorologist Shelby Hayes is standing by. Shelby, we still have a high fire danger today.
Unfortunately, we could see it even higher today. We have a cold front that moves through, and when that happens, we'll bring strong winds and also some really dry air. So watching that as we get into the later part of today. We're starting out this morning pretty comfortable. Temperatures are in the 30s and 40s. It's chilly, but we're not dealing with too much wind yet. 43 in OKC. It's 37 right now in El Reno and in Okarche, 46 in Edmond, and 45 right now in Shawnee. Now across the state, 30s and 40s for most of us. It's 37 in Clinton, 37 in Alva, and 39 in Enid. Winds out of the south right now. The cold front not to us just yet at 6 miles per hour in OKC, 7 in Clinton. Seeing north winds across northwestern Oklahoma and in the Panhandle, but they are light for now. By midday, we really see those winds picking up here in central Oklahoma. Even just with the wind that we have, it feels much colder. It feels like 29 in Woodward, 31 in Enid, and it feels like 39 right now in Oklahoma City. If you are getting out later on today, this is what our flags are going to be looking like. They're going to be standing straight out. Thanks to Sean for sharing that with me. Love the flags. Love that sunset there. And I want to see your pictures as well. Share them with me on my Facebook page, meteorologist Shelby Hayes, and you can see them right here on KOCO. We start out cloudy, and then as we go into the afternoon, we start to see some of those clouds getting out of here. And as we go into the later part of the afternoon and evening, it will be mostly sunny. So it takes a little while to get rid of these clouds. We do see temperatures, though, this afternoon going up into the low 60s by lunchtime, upper 50s. Check out this wind, though. It's pretty light this morning. By 11 a.m., we're starting to see that pick up. And by 1 o'clock, north winds 21 miles per hour. And that continues all throughout the afternoon and even until the evening hours. So seeing that very strong wind, temperatures up in the low 60s. 63 for the high in OKC today. So the fire danger will be high again today. I'll show you what that looks like here as we click on Tuesday. Fire danger high today. It goes back down as we go into Wednesday and Thursday, and then that will shoot back up on Friday when temperatures warm back up and we see the strong winds. 63 today, much colder tomorrow. Tomorrow morning going to be really cold with temperatures down in the low 30s, a high of 50 on Wednesday. Then Thanksgiving Day looking really nice, actually. We start out chilly, temperatures in the mid to upper 30s. We will have clear skies as we go throughout the day. By lunchtime, upper 50s. And then as we go into the afternoon, topping out in the mid 60s. So a comfortable day ahead for Thanksgiving. As we go into Friday, it's even warmer, 72 degrees. And this weekend looking pretty nice as well. Winds mainly light with high temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. Now you're up to date on the latest First Alert forecast.
Shelby, thank you. Make Way Pizza Rat in New York City. Have you? Yeah, you got some competition. Remember Pizza Rat? This was a while back. Remember that?
Yes.
Thing, eating the whole slice of pizza.
Absolutely. And some New Yorkers, you know, they're not happy about their fellow commuter this morning. Just take a listen, take a look. Yeah, they're standing. They're standing on those seats. Yeah. Oh, and it doesn't know where to go. But did you catch that? A rat made its way onto a subway car in New York. Many of those people you see, they are standing, you know, on those benches on the side of the subway instead of sitting. in their chairs, and I would be too.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Those rats, you don't know where those rats have been in New York.
No.
I would be right there with them.
Well, this next video, I just kind of love it, you know, even though it was a moment. We showed you this yesterday, the Georgia Dome implosion, of course. Now, the Weather Channel photographer that was there to get, you know, the shot, this is what happened to them.
Yeah, he had a front row seat, but just as he was taking the perfect picture, wait for it here, imploding, imploding. Imploding.
No.
And city bus Marta drives in. It blocked the exact moment that dome came down. The photographer, you know, was right there when this happened and, you know, probably told to get the perfect shot, understandably a little bit frustrated. And that city bus
This goes on its way.
stopped,
They're picking up people.
dropped a few people off, kept going. Nobody cares.
It became the video, though. You know, it was a mistake, so to speak, and now it's become the video. So, you know,
That's
way
pretty
to
good.
turn
I
that
feel
into
sorry
a
for
moment.
him, but it is pretty good.
They turned it into a moment, so good for them. We want to get you to the door with your first alert traffic here. This is our Broadway cam. Lots of folks on the road this morning, just before 7, starting that morning commute. Lots of headlights out there. Now let's take you to your drive time so you can see. We're still in the green here. Guthrie to Oklahoma City coming in at 25 minutes. Moore to Oklahoma City coming in the green at 10 minutes. And then Yukon to downtown, 16 minutes. Olympians might have some competition from an Android. We'll tell you all about the device. Yeah, this is it right here. This is the future. This may be the end of us right here. We'll tell you all about it coming up next.
Now I can't wait.
Yeah.
Okay, so also we want to give you another live look of the breaking news we're following this morning. This is a large commercial fire that has since died down, but you still see that smoke. This is over there, Northwest 39th and May. It was vacant. Fire officials are calling this suspicious because this building wasn't linked up to any electricity, so a lot of questions that still need to be answered. The latest on this from Alex Housden coming up after this break. Back to you now at 9:55. We've been talking about this one. Gymnasts around the world now have some pretty awesome Android competition.
Check out this robot. It does backflips. A robotics company from Boston released this video of its Atlas robot. Creators say it's evidence that we are getting closer to being able to design robots that are the equivalent to or better than the average person.
Look at him
We are
land that
looking at our
backflip.
demise right here.
I mean, he
now.
sticks that landing.
Yeah, I think this is great, but I'm a little nervous for all of us.
Yeah, I think that's awesome video. I could watch that all morning. Let's get you out the door and take another look. One last look at your first alert traffic. We are tracking one accident. This is going to be right here at I-35 and Highway 9 down in Norman. We've, you know, highlighted it here for you, but it looks like everything mainly in the green, maybe some orange sections there where things are slowing down a bit. But all your other drive times, they're in the green too. Guthrie to OKC will take you 25 minutes. Moore to OKC 10, and Yukon to downtown is clocking in at 16 minutes. Shelby?
Your first alert forecast now at 6:56. We start out this morning chilly. Temperatures are in the 30s and 40s. Feel like temperatures also in the 30s and 40s. Winds are mainly light this morning, but they really pick up by midday. 59 degrees by lunchtime, but with a north wind around 20 miles per hour. A cold front moving through the state today will bring us dry air, strong winds. Our temperatures all right this afternoon. 63 degrees in OKC, 62 in Clinton, and 62 in Stillwater. We'll really see that cold air filtering in as we go into tomorrow. Starting out tomorrow morning with temperatures in the 20s and 30s across the state and finishing up in the 50s. Today, though, we got to watch the fire danger with that drier air and the strong winds. Winds are lighter tomorrow. And then on Thursday, Thanksgiving looking really nice. 65 degrees for that high temperature. Sunny skies, winds out of the south 5 to 10 miles per hour for your Thanksgiving. Black Friday, if you're headed out early shopping, temperatures in the mid 40s, so that's not too bad. And in the afternoon, getting up into the low 70s. So really some nice weather. We got to get through today with the wind. A little cooler tomorrow, but overall, people sticking around here for Thanksgiving. Weather's going to be nice.
Shelby, thank you. I want to end on this picture of that fire at Northwest 39th and May, well, the very latest at 9 a.m.